Media owners today celebrated the outgoing Deputy Chairman and the Chief Executive of the Standard Group, Paul Melly. And the occasion was also used to usher in the new Chief Executive, Sam Sholei. KTN's Joy Doreen Bira attended the luncheon and compiled this report.
The Media Owners Association of Kenya this afternoon united to honor the outgoing Standard Group Chief Executive Officer and Deputy Chairman Paul Melly at a luncheon held at Kentmere Hotel in Limuru, showering him with praises for the 7 years dedicated to service in the media industry.
It is right and fair to say that he's made a huge contribution to the industry. And I have no doubt that he goes on to bigger and to better things.
The viciousness and the and just the willingness and that power to, we must find out who did this. And he would walk from office to office, vigilance house, from vigilance house to what is the place called, a central police station.
When Paul is committed to something, he is not like many guys. He's never half in and half out. He's either totally out or totally in.
Paul Melly was commended by the association members for his strong personality towards defending the integrity of the media, even at a time the country's fourth estate was hit hard.
Paul, you came into the industry at a fairly critical time. We're just preparing for the general elections, a tough election, as we all know, and you know how it turned out. And the period also where the most vicious attack on press freedom occurred. And it occurred at the Standard Group, when you're the head of the Standard Group. And given the physical nature of that attack, the press freedom has been attacked in many, many ways before. But this was actually physical and a very terrifying experience. And my observation at the time, I asked myself, how would I have responded under such a vicious attack? And waited to see what would happen. And what struck me was the calm nature with which you responded.
You've really left a legacy. You've stood strong for the media, and for me, the enduring memory of your time was when the Standard was invaded. And in the history of our industry, that for us was a defining moment.
We can feel the impact. He's bold, as Kip describes him, as a guy who had courage to say what he wants to say. I think sometimes the guts to say what you want to say matters in this country because...
Also in attendance at Paul Melly's farewell luncheon were Safaricom's Bob Collymore, Family Media's Kennedy Masiolo, KBC's Waithaka Waihenya, and Scanner's Sheila Amdani. As the incoming Chief Executive Officer for Standard Group was ushered in, together with the media gurus, took a moment to voice their strong stand to guide the process of the 2013 elections.
That will carry on from where Paul has left. And I know that we have a lot of work as we approach the elections. I think there are things that as media owners we need to start addressing now. One of them, for instance, is whether or not the country is ready for elections in March. I think as media we need to ask these questions. We need to ask these tough questions to the Electoral Commission so that we don't find ourselves in chaos again in March. So we need to make sure that, and I really encourage my colleagues in the media, that we need to interrogate the process of the elections. We need to find out from the Electoral Commission, from everybody who is concerned, that we actually ready to carry out credible elections in March.
My message is that I hope that at CCK we will be able to work with you. I know there are issues and sometimes they become overwhelming, but I believe that if you do the right thing and be fair to all the media houses, whether it's small or large, somebody will say, it didn't favor me, but I think if I was in that position, I would have done the same. I think that's basically the thing. Try to avoid looking biased. If you are fair to everybody, you can make decisions that some people may not like, but at the end of the day, if they are the right decisions, then obviously everybody will be happy.
And then it was time for the man of the moment who for 7 years has done the best to serve the media.
As my parting shot, that the country expects a lot of you a lot from you as media in terms of influencing change and influencing national dialogue, and in particular, ensuring that we interrogate our leaders without exception, all our leaders without exception, so that this country and the Kenyan people can make decisions come election time based on facts and based on knowledge about what each one of us as leaders of this country stand for. It must not be a question of declaring for a seat, maybe I want to be governor, or I want to be a senator, or I want to be president.
And as they bid him farewell from the media world, there was a hint that Mr. Melly is likely to be part of transformative leaders seeking to change the country's course, a decision that would come after conclusive consultations with key stakeholders. From the Standard Group, it is Godspeed and good luck for Paul Melly's service in his future plans. Joy Doreen Bira, KTN.